What's up, everybody? It's your boy Jay Addo. You tuned in to Sharif D King TV. You better tune in. We got a lot of great things in store. You better watch my interview because it was a great, great time. Appreciate it. Bow.
Sharif D King TV, King Sharif Jay Addo.
What's up?
How you, man?
Can't complain. Blessed, highly favored, man. Can't complain at all.
I love to hear that. I love to hear that. And it looks like you are highly favored when I look at social media. Congratulations, man.
Thank you, man. Thank you, man. I'm grateful.
You jumping out and you putting it all over the place, man. That is really something that people don't do. What makes you want to be upfront with life outside of music?
Well, I feel like obviously none of us are perfect, of course, and perfection can be perfect in a sense. That's what I like to say a lot. So I feel like you got to be your authentic self. You know, it's good to be authentic. You never know who's watching. You never know who you're motivating. And I realized my journey, I never force anything, but I realized that a lot of people are motivated and inspired by my journey beyond music. Like, you know, my, say, a fitness journey, or post, like you said, posting certain things, family things, things like that. Some people are like, you know, wow, I may have never posted that. So I like getting personal online because I feel like we're all like a family, like a social media family.
That's good to know.
Yeah.
And you talked about fitness a little bit. Was that always the goal, to be the guy, like, I want to be fit, or was music first before fitness?
So music was first. Yeah, I started making music first. And I personally, I felt like I was too little, you know, so I started getting in the gym and just getting my swole on, man. So I
Hit a little man complex?
Yeah, I did. I definitely did. But then I was just like, I need to grow and get a little stronger and more fit. And I think it worked out for my image too as well, you know, because obviously I'm a singer. So I think it worked out a lot.
And do you feel like people see you as a singer? I know you talked about image and you being a singer, but I mean, not everybody visualizes a singer at first sight. You know, when you look at you, you could be an Afro Beats artist, you could be a rapper,
Yeah.
you can be a singer, you can be a trapper. How important was it to say, you know what, I need to look like R&B?
So my thing is, I do get mistaken sometimes for a rapper, I'm not gonna lie. But I think singing is something that's quote unquote in the DMV. It's not cool in a sense, so I feel like, but it makes you stand out. You know, we have a lot of rappers on the DMV. No disrespect to the rappers, of course, but we're very heavily influenced by our rap sound. So singing kind of, if you're good at it, it makes you stand out in a sense, you know, so you can get more versatile with it. Afro Beats, R&B, you can get on a certain type of other records too, you know, anthem, like hood anthems, things like that too. So I feel like if you have a different sound, it makes you stand out more, and it just helps your elevation and your growth.
And was that the thing that really got your buzz going in the DMV area? A lot of people were like, yo, you know what, Jay Addo, I need to sing a hook or something like that. Was that the very thing?
I believe it because, first of all, everyone knows that women do run the world. So if you sing, a lot of times you're going to get a lot of female support. So I feel like we all follow women on Instagram and things like that. So if a woman posts your video, all the men are going to see it. Why do I keep posting that guy, you know? So women post you, you're going to win. But I feel like singing, it was always in me, man. I started in the church choir as well. So I think singing was always in me. So it helped me stood out a lot more. And we don't have many singers out here, you know? So if you stand out and you work hard, the people will see it.
You'll see it. Okay. I'm thinking to myself, like, is he a soprano? Is he like, where were you in the choir?
Oh, so I started as I want to say alto, and then I turned into a tenor. So I mean, so that's my sound. I got like the low voice. A little, sometimes I get a little high, but it's mainly low, honestly. So,
What made you say, you know what, I'm gonna go into R&B? Why not gospel?
great question. I definitely grew up in the church, so that's a great question, by the way. But I feel like R&B was always like in me. I like '90s groups, you know, like Jodeci, The Boyz II Men, people like that. I always was into R&B, so I feel like that just was, gospel was cool, of course. I love gospel, but I feel like that was my world, man. It's like, I like the ladies, you know. We all know all the R&B groups were getting the ladies, you know. So it's like, okay. So I feel like I was always heavily influenced by their sound.
Sure.
So I'm like, I want to follow that. You know?
Any pushback from the gospel world? You know what? I want to make sure that I'm not hurting anybody's feelings. I want to make sure that I'm not going this way and they want me to go that way. What was the final decision to say, you know what? I'm going this way. It doesn't matter. Yes, I sung gospel. I still believe in God, but I want to go this way.
So of course, there's always pushback in anything you do. So there was, you know, because I kind of caught people all surprised, you know, when it came to the R&B. People didn't really expect it. So I think there was semi pushback in a sense, but I mean, anything you do in life, you gotta if you're gonna be great at it, you're gonna have pushback with it. So I'm a big believer on people gonna have opinions regardless, you know, whether it's good or bad, they're gonna talk. You gotta do what's best for you in this life. And we only got one life to live. So do what you want to do what makes you happy, and get it done. So I feel like I kind of ignored the outside noise and was kind of like, yo, I'm doing me, you know? I'm going to leave this earth one day, so I want to make sure I leave with no regrets. So no
Legacy,
pushbacks at all.
turn them down, turn you up. Look
Yeah.
at this guy. This guy's giving a lot of advice here.
Yeah.
Let's talk a little bit more about the genre, the style, the sound. Obviously, you're R&B singer, but you went a little bit further, right?
Yeah.
Afro Beats is one thing, but then Afro R&B, how did you get there?
So I'm from Ghana, West Africa, so I think it was pretty easy. So I kind of started exploring Afrobeats in like 2015, 16. So I was like, oh, okay, well, I already had the roots and the culture and studying the sound. So I think it was an easy transition for me because, like I said, I already had the people, the artists, friends. So I'm like, okay, this is easy. And people don't realize Afrobeats is so fun to make, you know, because it's fun party music a lot of the time, you know. Of course, heartbreak here and there, but a lot of times it's really about having fun. So people that know me, they know I'm a fun person. I'm all about having a good time. So the transition was pretty easy, to be honest, you know. So it actually is a little easier than R&B because R&B, you got to really talk about things, experience, heartbreaks, good days, bad days. You got to get deep with R&B. You can't just get on there and talk about partying and R&B. Not going to work, you know. So Afrobeats is really about fun. So I think it was probably way easier to make Afrobeats than R&B.
Do you feel like you always had to explain what Afrobeats means? I feel like country, everybody know what they're gonna get from country, R&B, trap, rap, hip hop. Do you feel like you gotta explain that when you're pushing out your music?
No, because Afrobeats is so popular right now. So I feel like I came in at a good time with it. So Afrobeats is like, everyone's listening to it. The wave is major labels, they want that sound. So I don't think I really had to explain it. Honestly, I think it kind of just shows, you know, like Afrobeats is all over Africa. They're winning in all cultures, you know. You walk into a restaurant right now, a club right now, you're probably going to hear an Afrobeat record during that time. So I think it was easy.
Got you, got you. You say you're from Ghana. Is that meaning that you were born in Ghana? Were you born and raised in Ghana and then moved here? Were you born and raised here, but you have family, the roots, and you go back and forth? What does that mean?
Last one you said. So it would be, I have family. My parents are from Ghana, born and raised there, but I've been to Ghana 4 times myself, including December of 2022. So I'm been to Ghana multiple times. Got a lot of family over there. My mom's family's still there. My dad's family's still there. A lot of them are still here too, but born and raised here in Maryland, but a lot of family in Ghana. So.
Do you feel like there's a certain accent that you gotta have, you know, coming from there, doing the music that you're doing? Do you feel like they embrace you being like, oh, he's Americanized, he doesn't sound like us? Do you deal with that at all?
So not really, because I feel like, well, I was told that I need to come back a little more to get more comfortable with the, you know, people there and things like
Lingo.
that. But yeah, but when I got there, it was a lot of love, man. Like, because I feel like once again, you're American, so you stand out, you know, sound-wise, speaking-wise, language-wise, you stand out. So I think they embraced me very, very well in Ghana. Like, I didn't want to leave, you know, I wanted to stay longer than I had to, but than I wanted to, but it was a great, great time. I did community work out there, you know, things beyond music, but it was a great time, and I want to go back. I've been there 4 times already, but this is my first time as an adult, so it was a real great experience. So
Got you. And do you feel like at any time you're gonna go over there for a while, stay over there for a while? Is it like 6 months over there, 6 months over here?
Yeah, 6 months, I don't know.
Too much.
I don't know about 6 months, but definitely I want to go back for at least 3-4 weeks next time, you know, just to feel the experience, do more, you know, get familiar with people, drive another place over there like 2-3 hours away, just really get the full experience, you know.
Sure.
So I hope next time when I go, I can stay longer.
Only thing is, you have to remind me so I can jump in your suitcase.
Yeah, there we go.
I'm with you.
It's expensive though. You got to pay.
I'm with you. Bro, you know, I was trying to cut
He
costs.
said he got money. You heard him, right?
How do you balance 301 Maryland and Ghana? How do you balance repping the two? I know a lot of people, where I'm from New York City, so we have the spaces where we have a parade, we have different things that embrace West Indian descent. You know, all my friends from Jamaica, you know, all different places, they embrace it. Like, yo, no, I'm West Indian, I'm Jamaican, I'm Belizean. How do you rep both at the same time? Is that even a thing? Is it allowed?
Of course, because first of all, it's a lot of Ghanaians in the DMV. We're surrounded, like, especially Virginia, you know. So we're everywhere, honestly. So I think it's pretty organic, you know. I think it's glove culture. I'm a little bit of both, you know. I'm fully American, as everyone knows, but like I said, I got my parents, I got cousins, I got a lot of family that's Ghanaian. So the blend is easy, especially when it comes to the Afro Beats sound. They're gonna embrace it. They do embrace it. And the American sound, to have the R&B sound. So bringing it together, you know, it's pretty easy. So they show me love. They embrace me.
You're getting the love all around, man.
I can't complain.
I see it, man. The dance is going crazy. I was watching the Shake video, like, oh,
yeah.
Look at him.
And that was the second time we shot that. We shot it the first time. It didn't look like we wanted to. We shot it again like a week and a half later, and everybody still came out. It was easy, man. Grateful for sure. Grateful.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Look at that. You gotta love that.
Grateful.
You gotta love that. Just embracing the sound, right? I'm doing Afro R&B. Was it a time where you felt like R&B was dead at the time? I know Diddy mentioned it once before, like, oh, R&B is dead. He was trying to get people riled up. Is that what made you say, you know what, I'm the guy?
So I wouldn't say what made me switch it. I think R&B has always been I still make R&B to this day, but I feel like I just needed another sound. I'm big on versatility. I feel like versatility takes you longer, gets you more blessings, more gigs, more everything. So if you just have one lane sound, you're only going to get booked for that one lane of sound. But if you have multiple lanes, you can get on multiple songs, multiple versatility type of things, you'll get booked for everything. You'll get booked for Afro Beats festivals, you get booked for R&B festival, everything. So I feel like I was like, okay, well, R&B's cool, but like you said, Diddy's right, it was getting slow. I wouldn't say it was dead, but it was getting slow, I would say. Like, it was a time where it's like, nobody's really checking for that, you know, because one thing my boy said, which was funny, he was like, the reason why R&B is dead because nobody's dancing in the rain no more in music videos. And I thought about it. I was like, he's joking, but he's actually being for real because we're not getting that dramatic feel no more. So I think that left out. But as far as me, I feel like I just had to get versatile. Like, what can I do beyond R&B? What will make me stand out a lot more? That's not just R&B. And then Afrobeats is my love, and just understanding that I feel like I'm an artist that can get on any beat. Like, if a country artist called me today, I can get on there right now and do my thing. Any techno, anything, what it is, any sound, I feel like I'm big on that. Can
Afro R&B be done with a band? I know a lot of people tap into bands. We've seen the evolution of hip hop turning 50. Yeah. We've seen R&B return. Diddy's doing his thing. Can Afro R&B be done with a band? And is that something that you're thinking about when you think about touring, going international, all of those kinds of things?
I just did a show 2 weeks ago with a band, Afro Beat band. So it can definitely be done, and it was for the DC mayor, so they loved it. So I feel like the band makes it actually better. It brings the more the experience, you know, depends on what bands you get, of course, but I feel like it brings the culture. We had everyone dancing, like from all ages. It was kids dancing, there was older ladies, elderly ladies dancing, so it was a great time. But I feel like, yeah, the band will probably, a live band makes everything better. I tell people all the time, like, it's cool to have your sound and performance tracks, but when you do a live band, the artist feels it, the performer feels it, and the audience feels it, because you can do so much with it. Yeah.
Do you play an instrument?
I don't. I need to learn. I'm not gonna lie. I used to play the trombone in elementary school. Got kicked out of the band, by the way.
No. Making the band moment?
It was. I don't know. It was in 5th grade, so I don't know. But I definitely got kicked out. Wasn't really listening to the teacher. I couldn't read the notes. That's why he was like, you know, I just kind of get myself kicked out. But I can't play instrument at the moment. But I'm gonna learn that. I'm gonna learn that, guys. I need to.
What about that situation help you? Where you at today?
The situation?
Yeah.
So I would say a situation that really helped me out the most, me getting removed from the choir. I got removed from the church choir because I thought I was going to the NBAs, and I realized I wasn't getting any taller, so I had to focus on other things. But I got kicked out of the church choir at a young age. But I'm grateful, though, because that church director that kicked me out, she ended up becoming my vocal training coach. So full circle moment. She supports me 100%, so I'm grateful. But at the moment, I was young. I just didn't know. I didn't want to, you know, being in a choir as a kid isn't fun. You know, you want to play basketball, football, soccer. You know, you want to be in Saturday morning at children's choir practice, you know, so. But it's just, it was a full circle moment. Everything paid off, and I'm just grateful that she's still here supporting me.
Look at that.
Supporting me.
Super big, super big. Now, you've just gotten married. What about that changes the sound, or does it enhance the sound? What does being married do to the music? And do we get a whole new J. Addo?
So, yeah, I think being married, it just motivates you a lot more, in my opinion, because I feel like the responsibilities go up a lot more. You know, it's like, obviously the dream is not a joke, but it's like, no, it's really not a joke. You know, you got someone you got to provide for beyond yourself. And I just feel like it's been a blessing. You know, I feel like the calls that we've been getting, you know, we got a lot of things in store. God is good. Okay. But the calls that we've been receiving and things we got coming up, I feel like, you know, it would have happened, I think, but I feel like it was fast forwarded because you got to understand that when you have someone in your corner that really believes in you and will do whatever for you, your dreams and your journey is going to keep enhancing. So I'm just grateful. I'm grateful that she's here. You know, she is my blessing. Yeah. Not gonna lie, you know, she's truly my blessing, and I don't think I would get half the things I got if it wasn't for her. Because, you know, we all have dark times, dark moments, but when you got that person that believes in everything you do, you rise. You rise to the occasion every single time. So it's been great.
Okay,
it's been great.
I love to see that, man. We need to embrace that more. Love is big. Love is big. Yeah, I love that for you. It looks good on you.
Man. Thank you, man.
When you get a hit record, you come out of the studio. You go home, you say, hey, babe, I got a hit. What's that talk like?
Man, so she hears a lot of my songs before me, after me, so during the process. So it's great. She's very constructive criticism of it, so I'm big on that too. You know, you don't want people that's yes men and yes women and telling you, oh, it's fire. Why is it fire? You know, what sound, you know, so I have her, of course, and I have a select few that, you know, they hear it and they're like, okay, I like this, but you can do this. Or sometimes, you know, you got that hit record, they don't have nothing to say. They're like, oh, this is good, you know, and I had a few of those, you know, I have a few of those. So it's great. She makes, like I said, she makes the journey so much easier. The journey's already hard. Life is already hard. If you have someone in your corner that can make it a little easier, make sure you make that happen. That's how I see it as. But it's great when I have good songs and
happy wife, happy life.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say that too. Happy wife, happy life.
You gotta love that. Yeah. Let's go back a little bit, man. Do you remember when you were just doing R&B versus now doing Afro R&B and R&B? Can you tell the difference in what J. Addo people are giving? Like, all right, like this is the J. Addo where he's doing just R&B. He's in his R&B bag. Oh, this is Afro R&B, or he's giving us both, and you know, this is eclectic. I like this. So
yeah, I remember. It's actually funny because my first R&B radio song was off of Heartbreak. You know, it was a breakup.
She hurt you.
Literally, she broke up. She broke my heart. You know, shout out to her though, wherever she is. But she broke my heart, and but I turned that pain into champagne. I turned it into a hit record. You know, so I was grateful for it. But I feel like it happened for a reason. You know, it happened for a reason. I feel like when you're young, you know, when we're younger, we're very dramatic. We feel like at 16, 17, oh, she broke up with me, he broke up with me, what are you gonna do, you know? But you realize, like, when you get older, you're like, why was I acting like that, you know? So, but I feel like the younger Jeff, or the younger J. Addo, he just was living his life, you know, but the R&B it came easy because, you know, I'm talking to multiple girls, so I can put them in the song. No names though, but I can put them in the song and write things out and just make good songs from it. So I feel like the younger Jeff was more fun-loving, but also a little bit heartbreak. But I feel like the older version is like, okay, I'm more mature. I've been through life, and I'm gonna continue to go through life. But the sound, the lyrics is way more. You can hear a big difference from my old music to now. You can hear it different.
Do you want more people to know Jeff, or is it J. Addo all the way, and you just say, you know what, sometimes, at any given moment now, I'll give Jeff here, but J. Addo is what they need to know?
Nah, if you follow me, you follow me, but if anyone else follows me after this, they'll see that I show my whole life. You know, I don't obviously show everything, but I show things to motivate people. Like, I don't force it, but I keep it authentic, you know. So I show everything. I show my whole wedding, you know. Some people wouldn't even do that. A lot of artists that, you know, you wouldn't even know they got married, you know. So I show everything because I'm big on motivating people. I'm big on keeping things going because, like I said, life is hard, man. So if you can motivate somebody, pay it forward, things like that. I get messages every day like, oh, hey, you don't know what you did for me. You don't know how you inspired me by seeing this. Like, even at my wedding, man, people were coming up to me. Some people, it was their first time at a wedding in life, and they're like 30 plus, you know. So you just don't know what you're doing for someone. You know, I'm big on that. Like, there's people that you probably would never meet face to face, but online they probably on your page every day. They're seeing you drop every day. They're motivated by what you're doing. So I'm big on just community, getting people going because, like I said, life is hard, man.
Your life is a blessing.
Yeah,
your life is a blessing.
Appreciate that.
As just being who you are, showing what you show, whether it be social media, being out in public, being yourself, do you feel like there will be any room for reality TV, being that you're already showing life?
I hope so. I want to get into the acting, so I feel like I don't know about reality TV, but I do want to get into more like films and things like that. But if that comes and it makes sense for obviously have to so ask that with the lady and things like that. But if opportunity comes where the reality show makes sense and it's not I ain't gonna do nothing crazy on there. I need a reality show that makes sense, But if it makes sense and that opportunity comes, then why not? Why not?
Love and Marriage DC?
Hey, Love and Marriage
Come get him.
DC. Oh,
come get him.
I don't know, man. They be trying to ruin happy homes, man. I don't know, man. I
Gotcha,
don't know. My
gotcha.
home is happy. My home is
Okay,
happy.
keep it there. We'll keep it there. We will keep it there. I love it, man. What type of acting? Power?
Honestly, funny roles. I feel like I can get like in some comedy.
Like sitcoms?
Yeah, some comedy. I think I get into that. Not the serious roles yet. I can make some serious faces, but I'll probably start laughing. And we'll do 20 takes. They'll be mad. They'd kick me out. But funny roles, I feel like I can start there and just have fun. Have fun.
I can see you there.
It's gonna happen. Remember we said it.
Okay.
Remember we
You
said
heard it here.
Remember we said it. Remember you said it.
Don't play.
It's gonna happen. Trust me.
Let's talk about the Memoirs Project. How do you get there? What did you remember and say, you know what? This is an important moment. This is a vital moment. This is something I have to document in my music now.
So the Memoirs Project, that was actually my first ever album. So that's like my baby right there. Like that project it's beyond myself. I had 8 DMV artists on the project. Not a lot of people to have their first album and share it with people. So had 8 DMV artists, great sound. It was multiple diverse records on there. And that's my baby project right there, man, to be honest, man. It came out beyond our expectation. We knew it was going to be good, but it came out where it's like, dang, this is like a run it back, keep playing, and there's a song for everyone on there, like all ages. It's not a thing where it's like, oh, it's for adults only. Like and my thing is I limit the cursing on there too. I'm big on not cussing too much. You don't come on song talking crazy on there. So I try to keep it family oriented with a lot of these songs. So I feel like that's a project that you can literally run it from start to finish with no skips. I strongly believe that.
And you're independent, yes?
Yes, sir.
Was the goal, let me try to get some labels to say, hey, I'm the guy here in this area? Or is it just, you know what, they see me, I'm just doing this?
Well, it all depends. I think labels, there's people that are signed that are, they're in terrible contracts, so I feel like labels just have to make sense. I don't really go on my way to like, okay, well, Atlantic needs to hear me today. I think it's kind of like, social media is the new label, in my opinion. So it's kind of like, if you're working hard like you say you do, and you're grinding, and the people are behind you, and the culture's behind you, it's gonna come, and it's gonna come a deal on the table that makes sense, not a deal where you win some 360 deal and you can't get out of it.
And it's crazy.
Exactly, so I'm big on that. I see a lot of things that artists that are quote unquote signed, but they're not as lit as you think they are, just proven facts, So I feel like if you got the people on your side, you're consistently getting booked, gigs, things like that, can't really complain, man. Like, blessed,
Why DMV artists and not Afro Beats, not Afro RnB collabs? I mean, you could have did anything, especially with this being your first album, right?
So I feel like I had to keep it at home, home base. I feel like we have so much talent in the DMV.
Sure.
So I feel like I wanted to have DMV artists on there because DMV, we're not known for collabing. It's a real crab in a barrel mindset out here. Like, people don't want someone to get one up on the other person. It's very strange, But I'm big on, I say this a lot, collaboration over competition. So I wanted to make a statement, understanding people that know me didn't know I do features, a lot of features, So I feel like we have to get out that mindset where we're all trying to compete, because there's money for everybody. There's growth for everybody, there's blessings for everybody. I'm not in your way, they're not in my way. We can all win. And we got to be like the Atlantas and the New Yorks and the LAs, because they work together. I've seen it firsthand. I go to Atlanta right now, they're like, oh, well, let's do a song, They don't look at the, okay, he's a singer, I'm a singer, or he's a rapper, I'm a rapper, let's compete. No, they look at it, the bigger picture, everybody wins. So I'm trying to make that statement in our area, like, look, I'm not competing with you. I'm happy for you. I want you to win. I hope you have the same for me. But we understand that it's some people like they just don't like to see other people doing better than them, and it's very sad because we can all win, literally.
With that being said, are you thinking about reaching back? I know we talked about going back to the roots. Is there somebody you want to reach out to when we think about Afro Beats, Afro RnB, and who is it?
Oh, so I think there's a couple artists I want to work with. You know, we actually did a song, not a song. I did a performance with King Promise. He's an Afrobeat artist. We did a performance together in Ghana last year. I want to work with like the Davidos, the Burna Boys, even the Wale's. You know, people like that. You know, things that make sense. You know, so hopefully that happens. You know, if it happens, great. If it doesn't, you know, rooting for them guys. And one day they'll know about me though. I'm a firm believer of that.
I want to see an Afro RnB cipher with you in it.
Hey, that'd be dope. I kill it. Trust me. I kill it.
The flames.
I'll go crazy. I promise you.
The flames is up.
The greatest verse I ever wrote.
I can't wait for that, man. I might have to tap you in.
I'll tell you.
All right,
I'm
all
with
right. Let's go back to the Memoirs Project. Give me about 5 memories that make up who J. Addo is today.
5 memories from the project that make up?
Just in general. I mean, while we're in Memoirs, things that would have went into the project, things that would have went into who you are as an artist, your lifestyle, your story.
5 memories.
Yeah.
Okay, so one memory would be my beginning. You know, I remember like it was yesterday when I first started making music. Like when me and my boy, we had no clue what we were doing. He had like a studio, quote unquote, and he's like, "Little, figure it out," you know. And I went in there. It's probably one of the most terrible sound songs you ever hear, but it was a moment. You know, it was a moment. So I think that was one moment. You know, it was the beginning of the grind. Another moment I would say, breakup. Breakup was key. Like I said earlier, I think breakups make you stronger, especially at that age. So I feel like that made me better. It made me to get in the booth, you know. Didn't do nothing crazy. Just went in there and was like, let me put my pain into the sound. 3rd memory from music. I remember my first time ever getting on BET. That was 2019. We had a release party. This was before we even knew. We had a release party on a Thursday night. When I tell you everyone and their mamas came to that release party, it was at my cousin's house. I told them 10 people were coming. I lied. It was like 90 of us in that house, you know, but we didn't even know. It was like that Thursday, I wanted to show everybody to see the video, and that Sunday, BET called. It was like, we're going to drop this Sunday night, and it was like, that was crazy, but nobody knew about that. It was just showed that organic love. Everybody showed up for me then and there. So that was a big moment in my career, getting on BET for the first time, especially, you know, we all seen BET as a kid, so being on there as an artist was a blessing. 4, what's a 4th memory that I have when it comes to music? When I first came back, I took we didn't even talk about that. I took a 4-year break from 2015 to 2019, top of 19. And when I first came back when I first came back from 2020. And then I didn't do no shows. When I came back in 2022 for a show, I sold it out in DC. Sold out show was crazy. We sold it out at the Pie Shop. Great memory. It's not easy. I tell people all the time, especially when you got people got to pay. It's not easy to sell out or even get 10 people to a show. So we sold that out. We were grateful, and I was blessed. But a 5th memory that I can think of when it comes to music, I'll go with that. So I wrote a song for my wife. I was able to perform it at the actual wedding, so everyone loved it. It was called Forever Home. She cried. I was very happy about that. She better have cried, by the way. But that would be my recent memory because it was just, I wrote that from the heart. You know, one of my boys, we co-wrote it together, and then it was just something that I wanted to do. I told the wedding, I was like, I don't care how busy it is, if we don't have no time, I need to perform this for my wife. So performing in front of everyone, it was crazy. It was so emotional. You see girls makeup going crazy and everything. So it was a blessing, man. I think that's my 5th recent memory that I really appreciate. Was performing for her in front of everyone.
Heartfelt.
Yes.
Heartfelt, man.
Yes.
You gotta love that. You gotta love that. Tell me one thing that you took from the 4-year hiatus that was just like, you know what, this is the thing that's gonna make me who I need to be. One
thing I took away from it was understanding that people can be seasonal. You know, I realized that quick. You know, when you're grinding, you're hot, you got things going on, your phone is all day. People that are quote unquote friends, they hitting you up. You know, everything's good, but
Yeah.
just staying away from music for just there. Your phone is a lot more quiet.
Yeah.
Certain people are not hitting you up anymore. Then when you come back and you're popping again, it's like they're back, and it's like, dang, I ain't talked to you in 3-4 years. Where have you been? You know, so I took away from that, and I took away a big thing. I would say my mental health. I'm big on mental health. I think my mental was more at peace because, you know, when you're young in the game, young in business, it's hard. You don't know anything. You just want to upload a song for YouTube and be happy. You know, that's what you want to do. But you don't know the business side of music.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's what really drove me to take that break, because it was just a lot of broken promises, broken people around me, lying about this, and it wasn't gonna, things weren't working out. So just getting my brain back and just understanding that, look, okay, I'm back at peace. I'm ready to take what's mine again and just keep going. But just my mental health was back in order for sure.
Is that going to be the foundation moving forward? Are you looking to do more with mental health in the community?
For sure, I'm big on community, man. We just did 2 recent events. We had a basketball event 2 weeks ago, packed it out. It was only 5 days of promo. Packed it out on a holiday weekend. That was crazy. Basketball event. I actually hosted it, so we were actually on Fox 5 talking about it last week or 2 weeks ago. That was great. But I'm big on community, man. I'm big on that. People that know me, they know I do events all the time. I'm part of stuff. Because you got to do things that are beyond your actual music and things like that, and your talent, because people need you. You know, the kids need you, the culture needs you, the kids need you. We need each other, especially, we need each other. So
Yeah.
I'm big on community, man. I'm big on that, and I'm going to keep that going.
For sure. Before I let you go, I want to ask, with you being as versatile as you are, and you being able to go from R&B to Afro Beats to Afro RnB, is there something that you want to dive into when it comes to fashion as it relates to Afro Beats and Afro RnB, in that vein?
What, fashion-wise?
Yeah.
For sure. I'm big on dressing, as you can see. Got the Zara
I
on.
see ya.
Yeah, man. So I'm big on fashion, for sure.
Yeah.
I want to get into more like fashion shows, things like that too, like more stuff like that. But I'm big on that. I feel like your image is everything. I think as people, the first thing me personally, I look at your outfit right away. That's me when I walk in the room looking at your
Tells you a story.
Yeah, I'm looking at your fit. I'm not judging you, of course, but I'm looking at your fit, because that's the first thing that gets to me. Like,
Yeah.
my mom is big on fashion, so I learned that early. My older brother's big on fashion, so I'm like, I can't be the only one
Yeah.
My dad don't care. He making money, so he don't care. But us, the other two, they're big on fashion. So I'm like, okay, I was raised by people that my mom does not play when it comes to fashion. My brother doesn't play, so the little one, I cannot play with that either. So I feel like fashion's always been in me.
Sure.
So just hopefully getting into more brand deals and things like that. So that's the goal. That's the goal for sure.
Do your family from Ghana hit you like, yo, you need to be wearing this? This is what we wearing out here.
No, not really. They want to wear what we got. So I think it's vice versa. They asking me if they can wear it. I can send them this and send them that. Of course, we always send clothes, things like that too. But they want to wear our stuff, and I think, but Ghana's a lot more developed than other countries. So Ghana's probably the same as the U.S. in a lot of ways.
And I'm sure that helps with merch and what you're trying to push out, right?
Yes, for sure.
Gotta love that.
Yes, sir.
If you were to talk to artists, or better yet, your younger self, where you're going in the future, entering Afro R&B and elevating Afro R&B, what would you say?
What I tell my younger self?
Yeah.
Take your time. Understand the craft. Understand the reason why you want to do things. Understand Afro Beats, the behind the scenes, who started it, things like that. Take your time. I'm big on that. I feel like, we're in a culture where everything's online, so everyone feels like they need to rush what they have going on, or if they see this person got on there. But I'm big on, you don't know that other person's story. You don't know how many no's they got before they got that yes. So I'm big on just understanding and take your time. Don't rush because you see your friend doing it or this person doing it. Take your time. It's your life to live, your craft. If you're good at what you do, the wins ain't gonna go nowhere. You're gonna win. You may lose here and there, but you're gonna win. So just take your time. I'll tell my younger self, just trust the process. The process is long, it's hard, but trust it. Trust it, and you'll grow. And you'll grow in ways beyond your artistry.
Sure. Will an artist have a chance to be able to work directly under you Are you looking into, you know what, let me wear the CEO, producer hat at any moment?
I actually low-key do that now. You know, I get a lot of advice. People ask me, you know, how do I do this? How do I do that? So one day, hopefully, we can open up a music label and things like that. But I'm big on giving advice. I feel like when you're blessed, you got to pay it forward. I'm very big on that. So if I can help, like I always do with people, and I'm not the guy that's like, oh, yeah, I helped you, help me. No, I do it genuinely out of the kindness of my heart because I actually want to see you win.
Yeah.
So I'm big on just paying it forward. If you know something, let the person know. If you got advice for them, let them know. It's on them to take the advice, of course. But let people know, pay it forward, help people out if you can. You know, obviously you don't handouts, but if you see that they really want it and they're doing their thing and they're asking you generally for advice, help them. You know, help them for sure.
It's okay to be kind.
Yes, yes indeed.
Jay Addo, thank you, man.
Yes, sir, boss.
Appreciate you.
It's an honor. It's a pleasure, man.
Likewise. Sharif D. King TV, King Sharif, my guy, Jay Addo. Shout out to 80H Collection.
Yes, sir.
Go on.